Well, veterans say our federal government is failing them yet again. We've investigated the contaminated water at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina for years.
Yes, vets here in the Tampa Bay area say they're still suffering from drinking it, and they say it's taking a toll on their families. They never expected this. Fox 13 political editor Craig Patrick takes us to Inverness in tonight's We the People.
I have one that I know none of you will get.
When you meet the Boulay family,
got you.
The first thing you notice
cleaning the bathroom
is how much they like to cut up and laugh.
Baked beans.
Ashley takes after her dad.
She's tough. She's a fighter like her dad.
Christian's the aspiring artist.
He's quiet. Very, very quiet, shy.
Erica's the aspiring dancer.
She's got a great sense of humor. She's very spunky.
And Janice and Bob are just proud of their kids.
I love my kids. They mean everything to me.
And that's why they also break down in tears.
They're always there for me.
Because they say they've all been poisoned by our government.
If you do it to me, that's one thing. But now you're doing it to my family. That's a whole nother thing. He poisoned me, woefully.
Back in the 1980s, Bob Boulay trained with the Marines at Camp Lejeune, where the drinking water was toxic.
It was beyond words, beyond belief.
You could dry clean suits or clean metal with the solvents that leached into the wells.
I can't believe my government has done this to us.
Bob developed kidney and liver problems and a brain tumor. And like many other Marines and reservists, he finally got benefits for his time at Camp Lejeune. But his wife and kids didn't. And under the current rules, they can't.
It's not their fault. You know, they didn't deserve this. I signed up, they didn't.
Janice had miscarriages, which they believe were tied to the toxic water.
It's tough because my first miscarriage, I was 5 months pregnant when I lost that one.
Her son Christian developed neurological problems.
I was getting in the car with my father and I just broke down. I started crying and having basically a panic attack.
Ashley discovered she had spina bifida nearly 10 years ago when she was a freshman in high school.
It's like if someone had a knife and they just had it in your back and kept twisting.
And Erica, the aspiring dancer, just discovered she has it too.
I had to just sit there and I went blank. I didn't know what to think. She couldn't even get out of bed. A 15-year-old shouldn't feel that way.
They had no family history of any of this, but they've tied it to a pattern of other ailing vets from Camp Lejeune. But the government will not approve benefits for family members who may have been affected.
The families need help, too. But the families usually, they forget about them.
It's not that they forgot. They just won't connect the kids' problems to the water because they were born after Bob and Janice left the base. The government won't acknowledge that parents can pass contaminated or mutated genes from Camp Lejeune onto their kids.
It was a knife to the heart.
The Boulays believe the water made all of them sick, and they're not alone.
It makes me angry that they can't get help.
Camp Lejeune veterans spent years fighting for their benefits, and many, like Bob Boulay, say they'll fight even harder for their kids.
I don't know how anyone that knows that this happened to someone can just go to sleep at night and be okay with it.
The Navy Office of Information says this is a very important issue. The Navy is still investigating the effects of exposure of Camp Lejeune's drinking water before 1988. It has committed more than $30 million to scientific research on this matter. And you can read the Navy's full response on fox13news.com. It's right there on our website.